Hello student, I am Nikita from Empower Tutorials. Today we are going to discuss about number system. So numbers are categorized into two categories. One is real number and another one is imaginary number. So the numbers that we use in our day-to-day lives are come under the category of real numbers. Now what are imaginary numbers? So imaginary numbers are nothing but the numbers which we imagine. So those numbers which do not exist. For example, if I ask you to take square root of minus 16. Is it possible? No, because your square form of any number will be always a positive number. So the square root of minus 16 will be not possible, or it is a imaginary number. So this kind of numbers are considered as your imaginary number, because when you are multiplying 4 into 4, whether those are positive number, you will get plus 16 as answer, and when you are multiplying minus 4 into 4, you will get plus 16 as the answer. So your square form of any number will be always a positive number. So this won't be possible, so we consider this kind of number as an imaginary number. Now how to represent this type of numbers? So to represent this type of number, what we know, the square root of 1 is what? 1. But if I ask you to take a square root of minus 1, is it possible? No. So we will represent it as I, okay, as an imaginary number. So if you want to take a square root of minus 16, can I write it in this form, 16 into minus 1? Now I know the square root of plus 16 is 4. So this is 4 into root minus 1, and root minus 1 is equal to I. So I will represent it as 4I. So this is nothing but your imaginary number. Now we will come under the category of real numbers. In real numbers, you have two types of numbers. First one is rational numbers and another one is irrational numbers. Now what are rational numbers? So rational numbers are the numbers which you can represent in P by Q form, where P and Q is integer and Q is not equal to 0. Okay, I will explain what do you mean by rational number in detail in next session, but just remember, rational numbers are the numbers that you can represent in P by Q form. So what will be the irrational numbers? Those numbers which are other than your rational numbers. So the numbers which you cannot represent in P by Q form will come under the category of irrational numbers. Now we will see what are rational numbers in details. So to introduce your rational number, you must know what are natural numbers. So everyone knows what are natural numbers. So natural numbers are the numbers which start with 1, 2, 3 and so on till infinity. So in natural numbers we will have all positive numbers, right? Then comes whole numbers. Now what are whole numbers? So whole numbers will have all natural numbers plus 0. So whole numbers will start with 0, then you have 1, 2, 3 and so on till infinity. Then comes integers. Now what are integers? So integers will be the next addition of this two, right? So it will include your all positive numbers till infinity, then it will have 0 and plus it will have negative numbers till infinity. So these are your integers. Now there comes non-integer. Now what are non-integers? So the numbers which are not integers will come under the category of non-integers. So all the fractions, let's say 2 by 3, 1 upon 4, minus 3 upon 5, all positive negative fraction will come under the category of non-integers. And this whole set is nothing but your rational number. So now you must have doubt, if non-integer we can write in form of P by Q. See, over here you have fraction. Then how come this number come under the category of rational number? Because we haven't written in the form of P by Q. But if you see, here I can write 1 as 1 upon 1, 2 as 2 upon 1. When you have 1 as the denominator, we mostly avoid to write it. We write it as 2 only. Okay, here also you can write 0 as 0 upon 1. It will be equal to 0 only. Here you can write down minus 2 upon 1. So this all numbers are nothing but your rational numbers. So in rational number you will have natural numbers, whole numbers, integers and non-integers. So if you want to represent this in Venn diagram form, you can write it down as, you will have natural number, a set of natural number, then you will have whole numbers, then you will have integers, and then you will have non-integers, and this circle represent your rational numbers. So it will have all kinds of number. Okay, now we will see how to represent this rational number on the number line. So now you know how to represent integers on number line, that you will have line, right? In the center you will have 0. Okay, on right hand side you will have all positive numbers, so let's say 1, 2, 3, and on the left hand side you will have all negative numbers till infinity. So you know how to represent integers on the number line, but when it comes to non-integer or when it comes to the fraction form of rational number, how to represent those number on the number line? So let's suppose you have 2 by 3. Now how to represent this number on the number line? So look for the denominator. So you have 3 in the denominators, that means you have to make 3 parts on the number line. Now what 1 will be equal to? So here, to find the value of 1, I will multiply this 1 by 3 by 3. So it will be equal to 3 by 3. So this 1 represents 3 by 3. That means this 2 by 3 will come over here. So now after 0 I will make 3 parts. So this is 1, 2, 3. So this will be 1 by 3, this will be 2 by 3, and this will be 3 by 3. So this is how you can represent any fraction form of rational number on the number line. Suppose you want to represent minus 3 upon 5. Now in this case, how will you represent, or let's say minus 7 upon 5. Now how will you represent this number on the number line? You will again look for the denominator. So you have 5 in the denominator, that means you have to make 5 parts. Now what minus 1 represent? To check that, we will multiply this by 5 by 5 since I have 5 in the denominator. So this number will be minus 5 by 5. So this minus 1 represent minus 5 by 5. Since this is minus 7 by 5, that means it will come after minus 1. Right? So after this I will make 5 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be 5th part. And minus 2 will be equal to 5 by 5, that is minus 10 upon 5. So minus 2 represent minus 10 upon 5. So this will be minus 6 upon 5, and this will be minus 7 upon 5. This will be minus 8 upon 5, and this will be 9 upon 5. So this is how you can represent rational numbers on the number line. Now we will see how to find out rational numbers between two rational numbers. So let's suppose I have two rational numbers, let's say 1 and 2. There are two methods by which you can find out the rational number between any two rational number. Okay, let's suppose we have 1 and 2 and I need to find out the rational number between these two. Okay, let's say I need to find out 3 rational numbers between these two numbers. So how will you find out? So there is one traditional method where we use the formula a plus b upon 2, or you can also write it down as a plus b into 1 upon 2. So what I am going to do is, I will consider this number as A and this number as B, because I need to find out the number between these two. So this will be equal to 1 plus 2 upon 2. So this will be 3 by 2. So one number I got between 1 and 2 is 3 by 2. Now again I will consider this as A and this as B. And I will use same formula to find out the number between these two. So this will be 1 plus 3 by 2 into bracket 1 upon 2. So this will be 2 plus 3 upon 2 into 1 upon 2, and you will have 5 upon 2 into 1 upon 2, that is 5 upon 4. So number in between these two number is 5 by 4. This is how you can find out the number between these two. You will consider this as A and this as B, and using this method you can find out n numbers of rational number between any two rational numbers. So basically remember this, there are n numbers or infinite numbers are present between any two rational numbers, and you can find out that infinite number of rational numbers between any two rational number using this method. Now what is the other method? Let's suppose I multiply this 1 into 1 by 6 by 6 and 2 into 6 by 6. So this will be equal to 6 upon 6, okay, and this will be equal to 12 upon 6. So now the number between these two will be the number between two rational number, that is 1 and 2, because this is nothing but your 1 and this is nothing but your 2. So all the numbers, that is 7 by 6, 8 by 6, 9 by 6, 10 by 6, 11 by 6 are the rational number between 1 and 2. So this is another method or the simplest method to find out rational numbers between two rational numbers. Now when do we get decimal form of rational number? When some number is not completely divisible by any number. For example, if you have 235 upon 2, if I want to divide 235 by 2, it won't be completely divisible by 2 because you don't have even number at the unit place. You will tend to get decimal form. So there are two types of decimal form of rational number. One is terminating decimal form of rational number and another one is non-terminating recurring decimal form of rational number. Remember, it's non-terminating recurring form of rational number, decimal form of rational number. Now, as the name suggests, it will be terminating. Now, what do you mean by terminating? It will end at some point. At some point, you will get remainder as a zero in this case. But in this case, you won't get remainder as 0 at any point. So, this will be non-terminating form. For example, now in 235, if I try to divide it by 2, right? It will be 2 ones are 2. Then 2 ones are 2 again, then 2 sevens are, and here I am getting remainder as a 1. Okay, to get remainder as a 0, I will add decimal over here, and this will be 10, and 2 5s are 10, right? So here I am getting terminating form. So at some point I am getting 0 as the remainder. But if I am dividing, let's say 2 by 3, now I know 2 is not completely divisible by 3, or let's say 25. We will take 25 by 3. So we will try to divide it by 3. So 3 8s are 24. Here I am getting remainder as 1. So I will add decimal point over here. Now 3 3s are 9. Again I am getting remainder as a 1. So I will add 0 and 3. So this process will go on. So here I am getting answer as 8.33333 till infinity. So here you are not getting the remainder as 0. So this form of decimal form of rational number is considered as non-terminating. But if you see, your 3 number is getting repeated. So that's why we call it as recurring form. Okay, at some point you will see in this case only 3 is getting repeated, so I can represent it with the help of dot. But in some cases you may get some pattern. For example, in some cases you might get the answer like 2.3434. So 2 numbers are getting repeated. In some cases there might be 4 numbers are getting repeated, but you will get recurring form at some point and you won't get remainder as 0. So this is non-terminating recurring form of decimal form of your rational number, and this is terminating decimal form of rational number, because at some point you will get 0 as your remainder. Now how to identify in which case I will get remainder as a 0 at some point, or I will get terminating decimal form, and in which case I will get non-terminating decimal form. So when you have in the denominator 2 or 2 raised to n, 2 raised to n means multiple of 2. It can be anything, okay? And if you have 5 in the denominator, or 5 raised to n in the denominator, or the combination of 2 raised to n into 5 raised to n in the denominator, you will tend to get terminating decimal form of rational number. And other than this, if you have any number, if it is in the combination of 2 or 5, then also you won't get terminating form of rational number. You will tend to get non-terminating decimal form of rational number. So it can be 2 into 3, it can be 7, it can be 11, it can be 2 into 5 into 7 into 11. So when you have the combination of other numbers other than 2 and 5 in the denominator, you will tend to get non-terminating recurring form of decimal form of rational number. And when you have 2 or 2 to the power n, 5 or 5 to the power n, or combination of 2 to the power n and 5 to the power n, then you will get terminating decimal form of rational number. If you want to, you can try it out. Okay, so now we will see how to convert decimal, that is non-terminating recurring form of rational number, into p by q form. Now I have already told you that only rational number can be converted into p by q form, right? So can we convert this decimal form into a p by q form? So yes, we can convert it, because these are the rational number. Only non-terminating recurring form of decimal form of numbers are rational number. You also have non-terminating and non-recurring form, and you call it as irrational number. So remember, rational number are recurring forms. So that's why we are getting pattern like this. Okay. Now how to convert this decimal form into fraction form or into p by q form? So suppose we have 0.66. Can I write it as 0.6666 and till infinity? Okay. Now I want to convert it into p by q form. So I will let this number as x, and I will consider this as equation 1. Since only one number is getting repeated, I am going to multiply this equation by 10, because only one number is getting repeated. So multiply by 10 to equation 1. So what I am going to get is, I will get 10x is equal to 6.666 till infinity. So this will be my equation 2. Now subtract equation 1 from equation 2. Okay, so what I am going to get, so we will subtract this on one side and this on numerical part on other side of equal to sign. So 10x minus x on the one side, and I will have 6.666 minus 0.666. Okay, so this will be 10 minus x, 10x minus x will be 9x, and this will be, see, this will be till infinity. So all this 6 will get cancelled and we will get 0, 0, 0 till infinity, and here we will have 6. So answer of this will be 6. Now x is equal to 6 by 9. And you can also write more simplified form of this. So it will be equal to 2 by 3. So in this way we can convert decimal form of rational number into p by q form. Okay, this is one example. What if I have more than one recurring form of number? Okay, so here you have 345. So you can write it in this form. 345, 345. 345 and so on. If I want to convert this number into p by q form, I will let this number, so let x is equal to 0.345345 and I will consider this as a equation 1. Now multiply equation 1 by, since 3 numbers are getting repeated, I will multiply it by 1000. Okay, so this will be equal to 1000x is equal to 345 and so on. Okay, so this will be equation 2. We will use same step over here. So subtract equation 1 from equation 2. So this will be equal to 1000x minus x. So equal to 345 minus 345 and so on. So this will be equal to 345. So x is equal to 345 upon 999, or more simplest form I can write 310. So this is how we can convert this decimal form of rational number into p by q form of rational number. We have discussed about rational number. Now in next lecture we will discuss about irrational number. So stay tuned.